and welcome back to another video, and today I have an absolutely epic, spicy, Phantom Knight deck profile for you guys. Now, this is not an ordinary Phantom Knight deck profile. The whole emphasis of this deck is using a plant engine, being the Predaplant or Scorpio, to get you into your Fusion Destiny, and they're both level 3s, so with that, you can basically combo until no tomorrow. I will be uploading a combo video probably the day after this video is uploaded or something, so be sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you guys know when that comes out. But before I do get into the video, we have a very special guest with us over here today, the creator of this deck, a very close friend of mine. We have the final admin over here, ex-Yugi-tuber, so soon he is starting a new channel, so be sure to check that out when it drops. I'll be sure to give him another shout out. And yeah, without further ado, admin, you want to introduce yourself?
So yeah, this deck is very nice. Sparta already explained the premise of the deck, and I think it's really nice and consistent because you drop the BA stuff for just like less breaks, and you also have like a much more consistent way into Fusion Destiny, which is like 9 ways into it, so it's really dope. So let's actually get in with the list, bro.
Alright, awesome. Let's get into it. So first off, we're running triple Lone Fire to go with our 3 Orpheus Scorpio and 1 Cobra. So you want to explain this really fast?
Yeah, so pretty much you want to normal summon, well, find a way into your Scorpio real quick, because not only does it discard a card, which is like a BA, you know, not a BA, shoot, a PK, which are really great in Grave. It also just allows you to search Fusion Destiny, which is a really nice, and you play like 6 of them. It's a very nice starter. The only issue is it kind of is like Battle of Ash. However, since you have millions of extenders, that doesn't even matter. So it's pretty dope, actually.
Alright, yeah. And a big thing about this card, right? So other than searching Fusion Destiny, because they're both like level 3s, what you summon out, it just lets you combo into your Cherubini, right? Or right. Bardiche, or Cherubini, my bad.
Yeah, Cherubini. Because Predaplant Orpheus Scorpio summons the other level 3 Predaplant, which searches the Fusion Destiny, and since they're both level 3s, that's what Cherubini needs. So you can just like dump another like PK from your deck. So it works together really very well because of that. Because like by doing that, you get like 2 PKs in your graveyard, and with that, you can just use like your, let's say, Torn Scales, which you also play 3 of.
Exactly. Alright, cool, yeah, and also this card by itself is a 1-card Scythe lock to go with a Phoenix Enforcer, which is pretty cool in my opinion, but with a Phantom Knight, it becomes a whole lot better. By the way, yeah, combo tutorial tomorrow, be sure to stay tuned for that. Next up, we have our Phantom Knight package, triple copies of the Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak. In this deck, Cloak is better than the rest of them, oddly, but we are also running triple boots to go with our triple scales, 1 copy of Stingreave, and 1 Ragged Gloves. So, you want to explain a bit about this package?
Yeah, okay, well, I wouldn't say exactly that Cloak is the best one. It's more like Cloak and Torn Scales are tied as what you want to open. Because, like, you don't want to open, like, Boots. Ragged Gloves is kinda okay, and the other one's just an extender. But by just opening, like, the Predaplant combo plus either Cloak or Torn Scales in your hand, that's, like, full combo of, like, a negate, tons of follow-up, the Scythe lock, and as well as, like, the Phoenix Destroyer thingy, which is really dope. Like, why wouldn't you want to end on that? And again, tons of follow-up for your next turn thanks to that stuff. It's a really nice engine, and these two engines, work really well with each other.
Alright, cool. And then a big thing is the best possible hand, like excluding like 2-card combo, is probably Scorpio and Cloak, because you're able to normal summon the Scorpio, pitch Cloak, and bring out a Cobra from deck. Then you can search your Destiny, and then you link 2 into Cherubini, and that's basically full combo over here, especially with no BAs. But when you discard the Cloak, this gets a bit out of hand. Additionally, as you mentioned, Torn Scales is incredibly good because it's an extender in the graveyard. When you banish to revive it, this effect actually comes up a ton. And additionally, the discard 1 card is also pretty cool. This is just as an extender, as you said, and a foolish over here. Next up, double Kagamucha Knight. How do you feel about this card?
I mean, that's pretty much just standard, you know. It also helps you chain block your Orpheus Scorpio too, kind of like how you would with like Tour Guide in the normal variant.
So basically, you're saying that the Scorpio is the replacement for Tour Guide, right? It's like a pseudo difference.
Yeah, exactly. Except the difference is you can play 6 Scorpio, and you can only play 3 Tour Guide.
Exactly, with 3 Lone Fire, which is very cool. 1 copy of Tracker, 1 copy of Wielder. What's your theory behind this? Because I see you're not running E-Telly.
Actually, E-Telly was replaced with Instant Fusion because Instant Fusion is like searchable. and
Hmm.
it's like you only need like 5 extenders because you're probably gonna open one of them.
So what this
And
means, by the way, for everyone who doesn't know, Fusion Destiny, if you guys already opened your hand with Cobra, you can actually just search Instant Fusion instead of the Destiny because it is still a Fusion card, which is pretty cool. But yeah, keep on talking.
yeah, so you don't really need E-Telly. However, like those two, the wielders are pretty like really great at extenders, so you don't really need, like E-Telly because you have so many ways to extenders. Because if you also count Rhoda as an extender, it's
Which
like
it
you run
basically is,
6.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Next up, we have 3 of our level 3 hand trap over here. Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. This card is incredible. You can replace this card for Imperm or Valor, though the benefit with running Ash is that it is a level 3, and this lets you combo with your Cherubini, and it's just very good in that sense. But once again, Imperm and stuff like that is incredibly powerful in this format and should not be slept on.
However, I
mhm.
will actually like to intercept. If there's actually an argument to play like Effect Veiler over Imperm, just because you can discard Effect Veiler off of the engine.
Off of Scorpio, yeah, because you discard a monster and Imperm can conflict. But yeah, that's very cool. 1 copy of Celestial, 1 copy of our Dasher. I don't think this is anything special, but these are both good cards. This is a draw 2 and this is an extender. So yeah, you just want to run these. I think they're the best targets, honestly. And then Scythe over here. Do you want to explain Scythe to the viewers?
It's the most broken card of the format. If you can like, literally this beats like so many decks currently, other than like Flundery.
Yeah?
And it's like DPE on its own, or like, or like what's it called, Fog Blade on its own, like absolutely demolishes that deck anyways. So it's like, it's just broken versus most matchups because like, what is like Drytron gonna do under a Scythe? What is so many of these decks gonna do under
Exactly.
Scythe?
And a big thing over here is that Scythe, if for the people who don't get how to do this, you go Dagda, and then when you activate your Fusion Destiny, you can chain Dagda to set Scythe directly from the deck, and then during your opponent's turn, you can do a really obnoxious play going effective Destroy Phoenix Enforcer to pop your own Scythe and an opponent's card. This doesn't target, by the way, and then you can trigger the Scythe because it was destroyed during your opponent's turn. And summon a trigger, your opponent can't summon from the extra deck, and you just pop their cards, and that's a pretty good scenario in my opinion.
And a lot of people also forget that you can't Imperm the Scythe.
Exactly, it's not an activated effect. It just resolves on summon, which is very cool.
It's so annoying.
Next up, we have triple copies of Fusion Destiny. While this is incredibly searchable because you're running literally 6 copies of it, you're actually running a 9 because you're running 3 of it, and you do still want to draw it because if you draw it, then you're able to search Instant Fusion instead. But additionally, this card is just a very powerful card, and when you don't open this, you still want to see it because you don't really want to go into Anaconda because that's just there for backup. 1 copy of Called By, 1 Instant Fusion, obviously this is searchable, and 1 Rhoda. Rhoda's an amazing extender, you can search any of your cards, and yeah, but over here, Triple Tactics Talent. You want to talk about the theory why you're not running Droplets or something different, why Tactics?
Simply because the draw 2 can just get you extenders. You don't really need the other things. Like if they hand trap you, which is what you're using this for, you just can get it. You play like 6 extenders, as I said earlier, and this can help you get into that. Or you can just do other things to help kill them, which is pretty good.
And obviously the effect to look at your opponent's hand and shuffle a card into the deck is pretty good too, right? Yeah.
Right.
Alright, cool. Next up, this is super standard, double Fog Lid and 1 copy of Burgundy. Both of these are like amazing, and they're actually really necessary for the combo. Additionally, like the Fog Blade Grave effect, right?
Occasionally the Fog Blade Grave effect comes up. It actually is mainly for follow-up turn, especially since DPE can actually just pop the Fog Blade,
Yeah.
So it's not staying in there, because a lot of people forget you can't, like, attack what's you Fog Bladed to. Like, nobody can attack it.
Yeah.
Or attack with the monster.
Exactly.
So it also has that little synergy with, like, DPE, but lots of people already know that,
Yeah, I think Phantom Knights are looking very powerful this round because of these niche interactions like this, where DP can just pop your Fog Blade. That's very cool. Onto the extra deck, we are running 1 copy of Zombie Warrior as our target for Instant Fusion. But Zombie Warrior, actually, if you guys check, there's no effect monster for level 3 fusions, which is actually pretty cool. And a big thing about this card is that it is a dark, so this is the best fusion effect monster, or non-effect, just fusion level 3 to be running in this deck because it synergizes with Bardiche. 1 copy of DP. I think the final admin over here, he wants to go over this card, don't you?
Yeah, you play 3, definitely. Just kidding. This is literally the boss monster of the deck. It's literally why you play the Predaplant stuff, and it's what most Phantom Knight decks want to end on anyways, which is really nice. just a really solid card all around, you know?
Exactly, yeah, it's an incredibly powerful card, and it doesn't target, which a lot of people do forget. And a lot of people also forget this card is continuously decreasing your opponent's attacks by 400. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're playing, because a lot of people don't seem to remember that.
Oh, another thing I just realized people forget is Destiny Hero, the fusion spell also makes you force to pop the DP on your opponent's end phase if it's still on the field.
Yeah, apparently so. I did not know that until you said that right now, but that is kind of crazy. Yeah, destroy during the end phase, but that's obviously fine because you just trigger the effect and summon it in the standby.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, or, well, you're probably going to be popping your opponent's cards regardless before that, but, next up, we have a 1 copy of Breaksword. Breaksword is incredibly powerful, and it also lets you go into Dweller and pop opponent's cards and your own cards, which is pretty cool. 1 Levier. Levier, this card is just amazing for the basic combo, and obviously the 1 Dweller. Dweller is a great card in general. If you want to end on this card, you actually can just because of Breaksword. And then 1 Zeus, and that's basically it for the Xyz. Obviously, Zeus is just a broken card. Run this card. This card is just good, and it's too good not to be running. Onto the Link monsters, we have 1 copy of Link Spider, and I know admin over here is itching to talk, so we're gonna go over Cherubini, which is an incredibly powerful card, and Dagda, but I'll actually let him talk about those to you guys.
So normally Cherubini, most people are like, why is Cherubini good if you're not even like gonna run like the BA stuff, you know? But like the BA stuff's bricks. Thankfully, because of your combo, well, if you normally get like 2 PKs in your graveyard anyways, Cherubini's just like busted, you know? Especially since the synergizes and it allows these decks, the 2 engines to just synergize so well. Like honestly, if Cherubini didn't exist, I don't think this would have been the way you made up PKs, honestly.
I completely agree. Yeah, this is an amazing card. And then do you want to explain Dagda over here? This card is absolutely broken and very slept on.
Yeah, just literally its only purpose is to set Scythe. However, a lot of people also forget that this card actually means Scythe 2 turns, because if you use DP to pop it can Monster Reborn any artifact in your graveyard. So if you've somehow gone through the duel and this is still on your field, you can actually just DP pop it and there's Scythe under 2 turns.
Exactly. It's just very, very powerful. And then, yeah, so as I said, you guys just go Effective Fusion Destiny, Chain Effective Dagda, set the Scythe, and that's pretty much it. You're good to go, and it's generic too. It doesn't get much better than that. 1 copy of Anaconda. You don't want to go into this card, but this card is really as backup, and as a worst case scenario, in case they stop the rest of your ways to go into DP. Key thing to remember about this card, they actually cannot Ash it, as it is not using the effect to send to. It is using the effect to gain the effect to send to, which is a key difference. So you can't Ash Anaconda, which is very cool. Like if you send Destiny.
Mandatory, by the way. It's also mandatory to play just because it either is, even though it's very unlikely since you run 9 DPE pretty much, it's still possible not to open a way into it because.
Exactly. And then we have 1 copy of Masquerena. Oddly enough, this can come up. You'd be surprised. This card is very good. And then Bardiche. You want to explain Bardiche for us? This card is broken. I'm sure everyone who's watching this video already knows what it does, but let's give them a quick rundown.
It's literally Phantom Knight, bro. You can't play with Phantom Knight without Bardiche. It's literally Foolish Burial and allows you to set any card from your deck. Like, it's broken.
It's so good. If you guys aren't playing this card, yeah, you're not playing it right.
Yeah, not only that, Exceed Summon, pop a card, summon like Breaksword under it. You pop a card on their turn, use Breaksword, pop another. It's just so broken.
It's an incredible card, honestly. 1 copy of Unicorn for our Masquerena. Access code in Appaloosa as the Link monsters of choice. You can make Appaloosa, but usually I don't go for it, but it's really nice to have. And then finally 1 copy of Access code. This card is just broken, and it is the boss Link 4. It is objectively way better than Boral Sword. And yeah, but if you can't afford this card, obviously it is getting reprinted, but still you can go for the Boral Sword because it is still a good card. On to the side deck, triple copies of Nibiru to hit those combo decks. For going second, double copies of Alpha the Master of Beast, and 1 copy of Pinkertops. This card is very slept on right now, and I do think it's pretty cool for a spell and trap removal. We have triple copies of Cosmic Cyclone, 3 Lightning Storm, and then finally triple Imperm. You want to swap those out for the Ash if you're playing against like Flundery, stuff like that. And that's basically it for the deck profile. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smash like button, comment down below what you guys think of the deck. Of course, shoutouts once again to the final admin for coming onto the channel and giving us his epic deck to show. Yeah, thank you so much. And
hey, yo, bro, it was my pleasure, bro. Thank you for letting me come.
Glad to have you. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. All right, guys. Peace.